Rishi Bhrigu and Mahamrityunjay were both devotees of Lord Shiva. They did penance for a long time to Lord Shiva and prayed to have a son for years. Lord Shiva, impressed by their devotion, granted their wish. But there was a condition, only through which they can have the son. Lord Shiva gave them two options. One was either they could have a son who was very intelligent but had a very short lifespan, or they could have a son who would live a long life, but would be low intelligence. They chose the first option and were granted their wish, but informed them that he could only live for 12 years. They named their child Markandeya, who was everything they had a wish for. To give him a happy life, Rishi Bhrigu and his wife decided to keep the fact about his lifespan being short a secret from him. When Markandeya's 12th birthday came, his parents were devastated and he couldn't fathom their misery. They then narrated the whole story of his fate and how he came to be. Hearing the whole story, he started his penance to Lord Shiva. When Yama came to take his soul, he escaped and ran and hugged the shivling. Seeing Markandeya's devotion and love towards him, Lord Shiva appeared and ordered Yama to leave Markandeya alone. He then gave Markandeya the special Mahamrityunjay Mantra which would help him live a long life. There are other versions of the story of how the Mahamrityunjay Mantra spread across mankind. It is said that Chandradev was once cursed by the wasting disease by his father-in-law. He was cursed that each day he would lose his luster, and would eventually fade away. This is when Rishi Markandeya gave the Mahamrityunjay Mantra to Sati, Daksha's daughter, and advised her to worship Lord Shiva, who is the god of death and creation, and chant this mantra. Ever since then, the Mahamrityunjay Mantra was known to the world and the day was noted as Shivratri. The Mrityunjay Mantra is also termed as Rudra Mantra, referring to Shiva's wrathful aspect, the Triambaka Mantra, referring to Lord Shiva's 3 eyes, and the Mrityunjaya Mantra, which is a part of the life-restoring offered to the sage Shukracharya. This mantra is mentioned 3 times in the Hindu Vedas, Rigveda, Yajurveda, and Atharvaveda. Mahamrityunjay Mantra, how do they help? Just like the Gayatri mantras, the Mahamrityunjay Mantra is a very important and powerful mantra for Hindus. This strong mantra is dedicated to Lord Shiva, and chanting this religiously reduces the fear of illness and death. The existence of the Mahamrityunjay Mantra was first discovered through the Rigveda and was brought to mankind by Rishi Markandeya. This mantra is believed to have very special powers which keep the mental health good and maintain emotional and physical balance. Chanting this mantra also grants a form of immortality, which in other words increases lifespan, and decreases the chances of untimely death. Many stories depict the story of the Mahamrityunjay Mantra and how it came to be. There is the story of Rishi Markandeya and how he was destined to die at the age of 12, but fate had other plans for him. There is also the popular tale of how Chandradev was cursed by King Daksha, and how this mantra was chanted to save his life. How to chant the Mahamrityunjaya Mantra? With a Rudraksh Japmala, chant the Lord Shiva's Mahamrityunjay Mantra 108 times in a row. Offer flowers to the Shivlinga, perform abhishekam with milk. For best results, it is advised to chant the Mahamrityunjaya Mantra 1.25 lakh times. But it is not possible to do it in a day. So one should try to chant this mantra 1000 times a day. This way, in 125 days, one chants the mantra 1.25 lakh in total. The mantra should be chanted early in the morning. Mahamrityunjay Mantra should not be changed in the afternoon. Do sankalp by pouring water in a pot to evoke Lord Shiva's blessings. Deepam, water, flowers, bell leaves, fruits, and incense sticks are offered to Lord Shiva, and a havan is performed after the recitation of the Mahamrityunjay Mantra. Although it is not always necessary to perform a havan each time after chanting the mantra, the performer of the mantra should make sure not to consume any non-vegetarian food. Overall benefits of chanting the Mahamrityunjaya Mantra. With the regular chanting of the Mrityunjaya Mantra, one wishes for the protection of their family. This mantra assures them of their good health and their family's welfare. It provides a healthy mentality and emotional capacity.